Not really. I started writing it in January 2022, and I finished in end of August.
Wow, so quick.
September. So 9 months. Like a baby.
You type, or you must be very quick in the keyboard.
Yes, I type, and I worked so hard day and night. So hard.
You're superwoman. Super. You can do everything all by yourself. Well, I know you're very tired after the webinar, 3 hours webinar.
Yes. I know.
Let me check. I understand, because whenever I do lecture, also I'm very nervous. I always have some trouble with the computer, or
everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong.
No, but it was okay. It was okay because you did it like 1 hour extra.
Yes.
And also, you're going to give the recording maybe afterwards. People who
So with the same link, you can watch it again. And now I will upload on Vimeo the version where I cut all the technical bad bits. So it looks more professional.
Yeah, I understand. I do that as well. But you're doing it all by yourself. So, everybody loves you. So don't worry.
Thank you. We're grateful.
You should do that regularly. Everybody would love it. And it's so cheap. It's very cheap. Thank you. So I'm not going to make it long because you're very tired.
No, it's fine.
And Elena, thank you very much for coming to my show. My first question is maybe about yourself.
Oh,
well, really.
Who I am really, yes. And because I decided to be brave to say who I really am, it is to encourage everyone to come forward to say who they are. Because when we are aware that we are not these bodies, that we are a soul that comes either from Earth or from somewhere else, we need to accept it and take responsibility and be who we are. So who I am. I come from Galaxy NGC 7331. It's in the it's through the Pegasus constellation. And there's a star system there whose name is Althea. And I come from there. This is my planetary matrix. I was born a very long time ago there. The time is different, so I cannot say really a period of time. Regarding Earth linear time, it's different when you leave Earth, the time. And I am, my soul, my being, my is Althean. And I chose to experience, I'm part of the Cedars, and I chose to experience the creation of human beings, especially on Earth, and all the emotions and the struggles to better understand how to improve and help humans to evolve, to become, to embrace who they really are. And I particularly focus on Earth because Earth is, yes, the center of many changes in this galaxy that is called Nataru, or Milky Way by Earthlings. So this is who I am.
So you mean your race is Althean, but your planet's name is Emeria?
Emeria, yes.
That's the name of the planet.
The planet Althea is the star.
Oh, this is the star.
Yes.
The bigger one, the star system, you mean?
Yes.
But the planet itself is Emeria.
Emeria. So I could say I'm Emerian, but the Altheans are, we call ourselves Altheans because we are the dominant culture in this star system. So it's known as the Althean star system.
And I think you wrote in your book that it's a very beautiful, beautiful planet.
Oh, Oh, Miyoko, if you saw that once, I hope one day you see it. There's a saying about Emeria. It's that there are more stars on Emeria than there are in the sky, in the cosmos, because there's a special substance that is in the water and in the plants. It goes in the sap of the plants, and this substance is phosphorescent at night. And it's so beautiful. So when you look at the night side of Emeria, because it turns like the Earth, it has day and night cycle, you see all these multicolored lights, like clouds of colors. And when you approach the planet, you see that it's forest, it's lakes, it's rivers, it's oceans, and it's glittering in different colors, and it's phosphorescent. And you really land in the night. In the night, you see the sap in the trees, in the leaves. You see in the color. It's like milk in water, but it's phosphorescent, and it's mainly green and blue, and a little bit of fuchsia, pink color, but there's many more colors. So that's why it's beautiful.
Planet is the same from the beginning. It's
yes.
Still now.
Yes, it has been like this since the start.
But when you go back, it's going to be the same.
The same, yes.
But, you know,
I can choose to go back in time whenever I want.
Oh, you can go back, but why don't you go and take picture and come back? Like, you're not allowed. It's the same. It's the same. Even if it's not secret space program, you're not allowed to take picture of anywhere you go.
Yes, and it would be I'm not allowed. It doesn't go. I am not. It's not my task to bring evidence of photographic pictures, and also Emeria is in a higher density. So if I would need technology that transfer holographic pictures into third density camera, so it's possible, but I will not do it because it's not in the plan, in the program.
Density is different.
Yes.
But the density, the third of the Earth is going to be higher.
Yes, we are shifting into the fourth and the fifth density. All the star system, the solar system, is actually in a fifth density zone. So it's slowly shifting and transforming. Because Earth has a lot of dark, low energy frequencies to get rid of at the moment, it takes more time. But the whole star system is in the process of shifting. So we will see more and more what's going on in higher densities from Earth.
But I don't know, I feel that like the sun is brighter.
Of course.
Very, very shining, really very different. I need sunglasses.
Yes, of course. In the higher density, there is more white light. This is what I describe in my books when I go in the sixth density, for instance. I went to Al-Nilam in the Orion star system, which on Zagara 3 planet, where the Council of Five is, and it is a sixth density, and the light with this body. So the light was nearly blinding my eyes. It's very difficult. I'm always crying because it's very difficult for the third density eyes, biological bodies. But yes, the light is brighter. I never seen the sun. Yes, it's not yellow as before. When we were children, it was yellow. Now it's white.
Yes,
so that's a good proof.
Is it?
Yeah, sorry, what did you say?
I don't know if people are noticing that the sleeping people, the change.
Well, the young people, the millennials, as we call them, they will not notice it. It's people like me who are a little bit older, who have known the sun yellow, who can remember, you know.
But I think within 3 or 4 years, it has changed as well. Not
It has
compared to
changed.
like 10 or 20 or 30 years ago, but
It wasn't progressive, you are right. It was a few years ago. It went quite fast. So you are right. The young people should remember, should see that. Good observation.
But it's very strange because, you know, lots of people around me, like people who are watching this kind of video, they are already awakened. So they realize that, you know, everything is changing for the good. But still in Japan, like 95% of people wearing masks. So I think these people don't really know the change is happening. And there are lots of people still very scared or fearful of the inflation and what's going to happen to the economy and the country. So
yes,
that
is what I was mentioning earlier on, that there are still some very low frequency and fear, a lot of fear and control by fear that needs to be processed on Earth. That's why we're taking so much time.
I'm doing my best, but still very few people really take these kind of extraterrestrial things seriously. But I think you think because of all these disclosure happening so quickly, you think it will speed up of these people's awakening, maybe through this disclosure from like you and Dr. Michael Sala, and from there? Because before we thought they were going to be like emergency broadcast worldwide, we all thought. But
I was never told about an emergency broadcast.
Oh.
I was never told about that. It doesn't mean it won't happen, you know, but this is not an information that I received.
So what is your plan, I think?
What I was made aware of is that there is a plan for disclosure, and shocking people is not the way to go forward. Because we do not need on this planet more chaos than there is at the moment. If they want, the Star Nation wants that the people of Earth shift in a higher density. What does it mean? That higher density means a more peaceful state of consciousness, where fear doesn't exist anymore. And so this needs to be a process that is slower than an emergency broadcast, and it's done very cleverly. So the disclosure is a plan that is dispatched between the Star Nations who are showing their ships in the skies more and more, and with the Earth Alliance or the White Hats, who are bringing informations. And now there is this law that has been voted in the United States that whistleblowers from the army and are protected to come forward and bring disclosure. And that is a great turning point, you know. This has nearly gone unnoticed, but it is very important, because now we are going to see more and more officers and whistleblowers from officials, even high grades in the, for instance, US Navy or US Army, who are going to talk about disclosure, what's been really going on. And America, of course, is a leading part in it, because a lot of things are centralized there about extraterrestrial contact.
So you and Dr. Sala is going to be very, very busy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Miyoko, if you have, I need to tell my contact, my people, please hold information. I need to treat it and bring it to them in a good way, in a way perfectly, and I cannot rush the information. So, it's constant. My work and my mission, it's 24/7. I have no holidays with it.
So how many hours do you sleep now a day?
About 4 hours per night per cycle.
Enough? That's enough.
It's just about, but I am, my energy allows it. So I'm fine with that.
Wow. You're working so hard. Thank you very much for us, for the humanity. So you said you were talking about this envoy, the envoy. Okay. But there are other people and like you who has come to this planet for this mission. Do you know vaguely how many people are like that?
Oh, not the whole planet, but a lot. I do not have a number because with the birth and the death, they come and go. So the number is never the same. At each second, it changes. So I cannot give a number, but it's a lot. I would say a third, maybe a half of the population on Earth, but I am not sure of the number. It changes all the time. And more coming now at the moment. More children are being born with higher souls and souls who have a specific missions. It's waves,
Mm-hmm. So people watching this kind of video, maybe those people that came to liberate the Earth, you think?
Yes, we all came to liberating the Earth. There are some of us who came on their own only to experience and be there as spectator, but it's not the majority. The majority, we came here from all over the universe to do something, to be part of it.
So now it's very exciting for everybody who's listening to this show, I think. So I had a question. You said these seeders, like 22 extraterrestrials came, but they are the seeders. So that means like everybody on planet Earth, the humans, have all these DNAs.
Everybody has extraterrestrial DNA, yes. At the start, there was 11 different DNAs in the human genome of Earth. That was the work of the seeders. Then the seeders left. The Anunnaki came and other people from this galaxy alone came, colonies, and then it added 10 more. So it was 10 plus 11 plus the original pattern 1. So we in these bodies, there is not all of the seeder races genetics, only 11 of them. And we also have 10 others from this galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a big mix, a big mix, but it's unique. It's unique. But so not everyone on Earth has it. Sorry, not everyone on Earth had the total number of different genes. Some have, but we all have extraterrestrial genes, but some have maybe the 11 extraterrestrial genes only. That's a minimum that the seeders put. But some others, maybe they have more. And some maybe have the 22 total. And then that's when they have special powers, special abilities.
But before the Anunnaki came, these there were the seeders and the humans. Maybe before Atlantis, this planet Earth was kind of very highly advanced compared to other planets. It was like equal or
yeah, on this planet, the height of the civilization was reached just before the Great Flood, 9,600 BC. The civilizations on that earth at that moment were higher in technology and wisdom and knowledge than we are now here.
Oh yeah, of course.
Way higher. Way higher.
Compared to your planet. Like
yes.
I mean, compared to other planets like Pleiades or Andromeda, still not advanced.
Not as much, but you know, there were colonies of star nations on Earth before the Great Flood. The Eltians were there in Atlantis. The Anunnaki were there. You had Pleiadians. You had Alpha Centaurians. So all these colonies brought very highly advanced technology, and so. But then you know, everything was destroyed. A lot of them left. Many of them, nonetheless, went underground in the inner Earth. The Alpha Centaurians, especially the Telosians, went under the Earth. They brought with them the civilizations. But there's so much to say about it.
But you know, you said Enki had survived and taken some of the sciences and saved the very important people and the bloodlines. But all the other people, they were all drowned, apart from people that went underground in Earth. What happened to all the other humans? They were all...
A lot of them were drowned. A lot of them. Most of humanity perished. A very few survived. It was panic because we knew, I was there, we knew that the ice caps were melting slowly. It was the end of the ice age. So we had prepared, you know, to leave and to build structures to save humans and protect them and do our best to make this transition of sea risings good. The sea were rising slowly, and the ice caps melting slowly. It was a normal, natural process of end of an ice age. But then, you know, there were nefarious extraterrestrials, Enlil, a faction of Enlil, and with other reptilians. They decide to, we were at war against them, and they crushed a big rock, an asteroid on Earth. And this was what caused the Great Flood.
Yeah.
That was really, really that.
Yes, thank you. But Adam, you talked about the Adam and Eve and all those. So are we the common people, not the royal bloodline, the common ordinary people, we are descendants of Adam and Eve?
Not everyone.
Not everyone. So who those who are not descendants of Adam and Eve, how did they be on Earth because it was perished?
Many of humanity survived. Most of humanity perished, but a lot of humans survived. Yes, they reached for higher grounds, or many of them survived. So these are also of the people who are not from the Enki Adamic bloodline. The Adamic bloodline, how this happened is that when the Anunnaki arrived on Earth more than 300,000 years ago, nearly 400,000 years ago, they did their genetic manipulation on a special group of people, of humans, not the whole humans of Earth. They were based in actual Mesopotamia, and in that part of the world, and they took a bunch of humans from there. So they did this genetic transformation only on these humans that were there, not the whole humans on the whole planet. So that's why you have different branches, and this bloodline doesn't concern the whole planet.
So these bloodlines, some of them were on planet Earth.
Yes. And Enki took great care to save the descendants of this Adamic bloodline. It's the story of Utnapishtim, otherwise known as Noah, and the Ark, which wasn't a boat but a ship, with all the samples of DNA of all life on Earth. So Enki saved Noah, or Utnapishtim, the bloodline, and his family that was with him. There was that, and also other people survived. A lot of them survived, and among those others who survived, who were not part of Enki's bloodline, there were also another type of bloodline. Enlil had decided also to create his own bloodline, and that was he's half reptilian, Enlil. So it was a bloodline with reptilian genetics, and these ones became some bloodline families that we're talking about in the medias. I will not,
Yeah. I know, but they're all kind of going away, so disappearing.
Oh yes. Yes. Must not worry about them now. It's history now.
Yeah, but so at least everybody have this 11 and DNA from the Cedars.
Yes,
so that's why we should be very proud of ourselves.
Yes.
But when you say like people on planet Earth, that would be humans. Right.
Yes.
And you said like you seeded your consciousness in this planet Emeria.
Yes.
Atlantis. So some of the humans here is not originally from planet Earth, like you.
The soul, the consciousness, the is-be is not. Is not.
But some people are originally from planet Earth.
Yes, of the soul matrix Earth.
But when you say starseed, you're talking about the people like you that have other planetary matrix that they have seeded their consciousness?
Yes, indeed.
But so when you are in like Pleiades, Andromeda, I don't think you would want to come to Earth, but maybe for this mission, for the liberation. Otherwise, I don't think you don't want to come back to this Earth.
Who wants to come here now for pleasure? No, it's not pleasant, especially when you are aware where you come from. You go, oh.
It's like going to the war from the very peaceful country.
It's a battlefield.
Yeah, it says, who wants to go?
Yes, you come for a reason, You come because we were aware that Earth was the key to change the balance in the Nataru galaxy. So something needed to be done on Earth. And we need a lot of people. And armies of us.
But at that time when you decided to come, you didn't see the future. So at that point, you weren't sure if you're going to survive.
We could see the future at the moment we decided to come on Earth for the Envoy program. There were two timelines. There was a danger that how things were going if we would not intervene. The timeline would go very bad, and the galaxy would fall into a tyranny. So we knew that there was an option, that if we could change how things were by awakening the people and helping them liberate themselves, these bad timelines would collapse and we would create a new one where humanity would be free, but it would also free the whole galaxy. So we knew there was a chance. And because we knew there was a chance, we came. Otherwise, we wouldn't.
Thank you very much. How would those kind of people remember that they were envoy? Just by
It's a knowing. Yes, it's a knowing. There is a clue. You know that from your birth, you don't belong here. You are also attracted by the stars, the sky, space, science fiction, anything that is related to extraterrestrials. You feel you belong more to them than here. That's when you need to research and meditate and go within and find out.
I used to go to the Monroe Institute, and I became outreach facilitator there. And there was this spiritual leader who could see people's auras and past lives and so and so. And I don't know, one time in dinner, he looked at me and said, "Miyoko, do you know you don't belong here?" So that was kind of really shocking for me. I said, and I think all the others are the same. No, it's only you. You're not from here. So I said, "Where am I from?" And he said, "Sagittarius."
Oh, I know through Sagittarius constellation, you can reach out to galaxies that are part of the Cedars group. So that's a possibility, or it can be any star system in the Sagittarius constellation.
But I haven't been on any spaceships, so I don't know. But do you think lots of people will become more contactees from now on?
Yes, contactees of their own soul group. Everyone can do that. When you go within and you connect with who you are, you connect also to your soul group. And then you can receive messages from them. This is not channeling. Do not do channeling. I do not advise this, because channeling, wanting to channel extraterrestrials or whoever, it's dangerous, because you do not know what you're doing. You do not know who is going to hack you. The only way you can connect with extraterrestrials, it's either by technology, how I am doing, or either by connecting with who you are, with your soul. And if your soul belongs from somewhere else, you will connect also with the people you are linked with, your soul family, your soul group, and bring messages.
And there's a couple of people in Japan who are very famous, who kind of channels Ashtar. Oh, wow.
Oh, red flag. No. Beep, beep, beep. No, please. That's a trap.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. I do not want to be rude. I want to be respectful to the innocence of these people who believe they are doing something good, but they are manipulated. That's not good. Ashtar is not real. It's not good.
Thank you very much. We all come from the source. So when you talk about all these DNAs, you're talking about like memory of DNA, I think, that we carry these memory of DNA because we're always reincarnating. I'm Japanese, maybe next time I'm American, next time I'm African, and different DNA.
So this is a very crucial question, because people need to understand there are two threads of memory. There is the bodies and there is the soul. The soul is unique, is eternal. The soul is a fractal from source, and the soul remembers everything since the first seeding into consciousness. Now, then you have the memory of the bodies, the DNA of the bodies. Everything you are experiencing, it's recorded in your DNA. So if you meditate or you do shamanism, you can tap into this DNA memory and remember the memory of the ancestors of this bloodline, this body. If you go into another body, after you can tap into the memory of this body, the ancestor of this bloodline. So that's two different types of memories. But now, one and the other imprint each other. It means that the DNA of the bodies remember the frequency of the beings who have incarnated in the bloodline. And also the consciousness remembers the DNA frequency of all the bodies and the bloodlines we have incarnated into. So it's a bit complex, but it's two types of memories, memory of the soul, memory of the body, and both can connect.
So you have to be compatible to incarnate to a certain bloodline.
Yes, yes, that's important. You need to have DNA frequency in the genes of the body that matches your soul planetary matrix frequency. For instance, my planetary matrix is Althea, so I need that's my soul frequency, my consciousness frequency. So I need to incarnate in bodies who have an Althean DNA minimum, ratio.
Thank you. Somebody wanted to know about your relationship with Thor Han, and I know that you are a twin soul, but when did you realize that he's your twin soul? It must have been a very exciting moment.
Yes, I connected the dots of data I didn't understand was matching. I always had the visit and the presence of the vision. I would say, okay, I had the vision and the memory of a tall man with pale skin, long white hair, big blue eyes, an Althean man. I didn't know it was Althean at the time, all my childhood. And I knew he was my twin flame, and I was always looking for him. Then at age 9, I was rescued by Thor Han, and he looks different because he's incarnated now into a Pleiadian Ahel body. So he's blonde with short wavy hair. He looks different, and I didn't do first the matching of the two information. And that is when I remembered how linked we are. As soon as I was seeing Thor Han more and more, and the two frequencies were matching, I went, is he him? But he doesn't look like him. And one day I understood that the vision I always had, it was his soul, and it was him. And a few years ago, we had this conversation where he told me everything, and I realized this, and it was a revelation, but a peaceful revelation, because it was confirmation of a knowing, and that's when I knew.
Oh, so it's only like a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Less than 10 years ago.
A couple of years ago. Yes, I knew.
So you're very, very happy now.
Yes.
And you said after your death, you're going to go back with him to Emeria.
Not first. We are choosing to have finish our Pleiadian lives on Era, planet Era, and finish our human lives in this galaxy as such, and then we go back to Emeria. When I enrolled into the Envoy program, I was on planet Era in the Pleiades, and so was Thor Han. We both incarnated there to perform the mission. And, as time is relative, we incarnated there in the future. We are 300 years from the future regarding to Earth linearity. This allowed one of us, which was me, we decided it was me, to come to Earth by the Envoy program. Means I left my Pleiadian body in stasis on planet Era, and I transferred my consciousness, my Isby, into the seed of a baby in a woman on Earth. Thor Han didn't do that. Thor Han enrolled for the Galactic Federation, and he came directly to Earth physically. And he looked after me as I was growing old, and that's how we did that.
So when you go to Thor Han's mothership, you do teleportation or whatever. For instance, you're sitting on your chair there and you are called and you go. And then how long do you usually are in the space? Like 1 day, 3 days, a lot maximum?
The maximum I have been was 2 days. Well, that I know, because I will bring some more information. I've been longer than, okay, you are the first to know I've been longer than this in space. I've been 2 months in space, and I have kept this information until now, and I will bring it further very soon, because I'm waiting for complementary information. So the most I've stayed was 2 months. Well, it's difficult with this body, because these three third density bodies, biological suits, that's how we call them, they are not suited for space. It's very damaging and tiring. Every time I come back, I'm tired because of the difference of gravity, of magnetic field. It's challenging. I'm not a super soldier, I'm just a woman like you, and I'm not trained to be fit and muscles, and So I never, when I go and visit him, it's a matter of a few hours, and then I come back.
But in this planet Earth, you come back in less than 1 hour, maybe, or just
sometimes we use time dilation, that I come back, and I choose, or they choose to beam me back a little bit just after I left.
Oh, I see. So you can choose.
I can choose, yes. When I spend too much time, they modify the comeback time so that I come back a little bit earlier. I'm not absent too much. So in fact, I age more. I'm older than I am, because I've lived longer in space than here. So, because when they bring me back in time. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Like when I interviewed Tony, he was in space 20 years in clone body, he thinks, and he's not sure. But then I thought, so he's like, I think he's around 50 years old now. So he's like, he's 70 years old. I mean, as a soul,
yes,
experience.
Yes, yes. The thing with me is that I stayed in the same body when they bring me back. When I spent 2 months in space, when I came back, my nails had grown. My hair, I didn't notice my hair, but it must have grown. But yes, I noticed here, because I have a certain age. I have a white hair a little bit, so some strands. So I put some dye to hide them. And it was white. And so I hadn't dyed my hair for 2 months. I measured, it's like the equivalent of 2 months not dyeing my hair, So that's how I saw, and I was very tired. And also I put hydrating cream every morning to have nice smooth skin, and I didn't for 2 months. So my skin was all dry, and so that was all these clues that said, wait a minute, I was gone for 2 months. And then I remembered,
because the time and everything is different. It's very difficult.
Yes, absolutely. So I was brought back an hour after I left, 2 hours after I left, but it was 2 months. And this memory, I have it. I know what happened. I know where I went. I visited some places, and I had great time. And I am going to bring this information soon.
But you're very beautiful, so
Aww,
You're just having more experience. You're not aging anymore. You're always so shining and charming, and you're so multi-talented. You're super. You can do everything. Your illustrations is better than the professionals. You can be like an artist.
Thank you.
You can sell
Thank you
your
very much.
picture art.
Thank you very
draw
much.
very quickly, right?
Yes, I can draw very quickly. And, I understood that it was a tool I chose before incarnating, because photos, it's too much disclosure. So I needed to bring the pictures, and drawings is not perfect. It's not exact, but it brings an idea of what I want to show, but it is not photographic evidence. So I am not bothered. Nobody can say anything against me. So that's how I can bring the information. I'm not stopped by, some organizations.
So you now remember that?
Yes.
That you chose.
Yes.
But maybe you will remember more, because
of course,
you remember everything. So how exciting!
Of course,
how exciting!
It is. It is.
You have so much work to do, but it's very exciting for you, I think.
Yes.
Fulfilling.
Yes. It's my passion. My mission is my passion.
And you did it, right?
Yes. And sometimes Thor Han tells me, "Oh, do you want to come for a drive in space? And I'm going to take you some places just to relax and to like a reward." And I say, "Oh, yes."
Wow.
Thank you.
You're getting all these secret rewards in space.
Yes.
So everybody's interested in that talk that you said in 20 years' time about our planet. So exciting. 20 years is quite quickly.
It's fast.
Very fast. And you were talking about all these children, but to us, we will be also super adults, not just the children. Will we be super adults?
Yes. The medical technologies, the children will come in bodies already activated, because the parents, us, we will benefit of DNA activation, not upgrade. I want to make a point here that actually Enki told me, if it is upgrade, that means something else is added. It's not good. It can be good, but not good, maybe not good. Do not accept anything to be put more on your DNA, but trust the technologies that are here to activate what is dormant or to reconnect what is disconnected. So that is the real medical technology that you can trust, because it will only activate what is already there. Okay. And we will choose if we want to benefit of these medical technologies. And when we are activated, we have children. The children come already with the DNA activated from both parents, and the potential is full open and operational.
But for people like over 50 years old now, in 20 years' time, we will be over 70. And those, including myself, those people would become like 30 years old or 40 years old in physical.
Yes, you can choose that. You can choose that. You can choose that if you want.
Choose
this
old body.
These technologies will be given to humanity when humanity will be ready to expand to other planets and other colonies, because the effect and the incidence of this technology is that humanity will grow faster, even faster in number, because people will not want to die anymore, live longer, and that if we are not able to go and settle on other planets, on other colonies, it will be too much. So first comes the disclosure and the ability to go to other colonies. Then we have this technology that allows us to become younger and to multiply without less dying, So there's an order of things, not to bring chaos. And when I had this vision of 20 years time, one of the first thoughts I have is that I had the knowing that there was less people on Earth, and I was scared suddenly. Have all the people gone, and then suddenly, oh, there's something wrong there. But then no, and suddenly the answer went back. Boom! They are in the colonies. Off-world colonies. Yes, of course. Yes, and the Earth can breathe,
But I was relieved to hear that there's going to be lots of nature.
Yes.
That's beautiful. And what's going to happen to our pets? Dogs and cats and horses?
Nothing special, really. They keep on being who they are. And
do they live longer?
No, because this concerns human DNA. All these medical technologies. Well, you can. I suppose you can also produce medical technologies where you insert your pet's DNA and repair it and make your pet live longer. I suppose, yes. This is possible. This is possible.
A lot of people prefer pets to children because they don't have babies anymore.
I know. And it's sometimes, pets are, there's something about pets. We say pets. We will also start to understand not to call them pets anymore, but companions.
Oh, yes.
Because, when you grow in consciousness, you realize that all life is equal, although different. Yeah, so it's animal companion, other species companion.
Yeah. I agree with you totally. And what would be like a pet pleasure? Because we can have anything we want. Is there pain? Or
you will always feel pain because these bodies are able to feel pain, and you need to feel pain because of the nervous system, because pain is here to tell you you have a problem here. You have an infection here. Do something about it. If you don't have pain, you do not know that you have problems, and you can become ill very fast. So pain is a necessary process. And because of pain, you will go to medical technology. You were asking about leisure. I haven't been shown leisure, but I knew that the world is going to be so joyful. So there's a lot of leisure. People are enjoying life. Probably other activities more than what we do with new technologies, maybe holographic holidays, like the holodeck in Star Trek. So I don't know, more to come. So many possibilities to enjoy.
This time people will they will not have more sufferings from disease and poverty. Nobody's going to be worried about paying their bills or...
No, that will disappear, because of the system that will be totally different. Because renewable energies.
Yeah.
And also
money.
Yes.
Money. To survive because of the economy.
There will not be a need for this money because the system will be different. Everything will be available for nearly free. Not everything will be free because there will be trading. If you want, to buy something that is not from this planet, you need to trade it, things like this. But on the planet, everything will be available for everyone. When you are not anymore dependent on fossil fuel and everything that the dark ones have set to enslave us and make of us slave for money and for their profit, once that is gone, Earth has already been given the technology to be self-sufficient using the natural laws of nature and of the universe, of science. Once we'll be able to transform matter, recycle matter to do something, produce something else with it, it's infinite.
So it's going to be like a gold-backed currency first, but eventually there will be no currency. It's going to be like trading more. But
there's a transition that is necessary. Everything is transitions. The next step with the money, it's a quantum system where I don't know exactly how it works, but there is a core value that is based on two metals. There's gold and there's another metal, and it's silver color, but it's not silver. I don't know what it is. I cannot extrapolate because I prefer to give the information as I have it and not try to imagine I could interpret that I could be wrong. So that's it. Quantum system with two main values, gold and a silver color metal.
But I think in Japan, there's lots of people who are suffering from losing job or, and some pain. So when will these people be free of these worries? You think in about 1 year?
I do not know for sure. Maybe within the 5 to 10 years to come.
Oh, that
I do not know. It can be tomorrow. It can be in 10 years. I do not know. It all depends on how we get rid of the dark ones.
But in November 26, Thor Han said in 2 months. So it's already 2 months. So you think it's...
yes, these 2 months were probation period. How things were going, we thought that the dark ones will try to push and maximum their dark agendas, which was countered. So we prefer to warn people, be careful in the 2 coming months. It can be really, really bad. But this was avoided. So now it's secure, it's safe. So from now on, things are going to go faster in the positive. So we've passed a point where the dark ones could still do something bad, but they were stopped. So we are good now, and it's going to go faster and faster. And I do not have a timeline. Also, it's good not to have a timeline, because when you have a date, you do nothing and you wait. And that's not the point.
Okay. And also the humans, the Pleiades race is human, right?
Yes. Mostly there are reptilians, positive reptilians also in the Pleiades. There are insectoids, there are other races, but the leading cultures are human. Yeah.
So we can marry Pleiades.
Yes, we can, and we can have children with them because it's the very, very close genetics.
So
it's
even
matching.
The Pleiadians might be on this planet.
Of course. There, the Tal Pleiadians are like the Alpha Centaurians. You cannot think, you cannot tell.
So, but they know that they are Pleiades.
Oh yes, they know, of course.
But they don't,
of course,
tell others. It's a kind of secret.
No. And I give you a tip to understand, to know if they are, where they come from. It's the electromagnetic field, because bodies that are not manufactured, not made, born, not manufactured, born, meaning manufactured by source. Bodies that are not born on Earth are born on a different planet with a different electromagnetic field, magnetosphere. And these bodies have different metal percentage in their flesh and their blood, and this radiates a different electromagnetic field or piezoelectric effect. And when they are on Earth, you can feel they are different, they have a different magnetism, and that's when they're not from here. That's how I recognize them. The field is different.
So in Orlando, there were some people like that in the audience?
Yes. I knew how to recognize them because I have, yes. And you know, myself, Alex, Jean-Charles Moyen, and Tony Rodriguez, and also Chris O'Connor, because we have been in space a lot, we have met with many different species. We know that, we feel that, we know how to recognize them. So we were all agreed on the same persons that were there, but we do not tell because these persons need to be protected. Imagine the chaos, you know.
They came to observe and check and
yes, to report. And also to report and also to protect.
Wow, how exciting.
I know.
So, it's already like 1 hour. So about the Ark.
The Arks, there are many Arks on Earth and from different cultures. You have Anunnaki Arks, you have Arks from the Cedars, or different races, mainly Altians and Patal. And you have also Arks from other Star Nation colonies. So all these different technologies, some of them have activated because the Cedars and the Anunnaki came back into our star system and they sent the pulse to activate them, you know, because these Arks are spaceships and they are living consciousness. That's higher technology than here. And oh, Thor Han is tuning in. You're very lucky. Sorry, he's tuning in to maybe I'll have something to say. It says talk about the technology. Thank you. This technology is artificial consciousness. We are able to imbue consciousness into matter, artificial matter. And this consciousness animates the ship, and the ship has its own mind. But this is not like an incarnated, it's self-aware. The ship becomes self-aware, and it has the same DNA frequency as the people who made it. So only the people who made it can drive and activate and drive the ship. This is why many of us left body in stasis, avatar bodies of the DNA that is necessary to activate the ship. But these bodies have, if we are talking now about the giants in stasis in the Arks, these bodies are empty. It's not like people sleeping. We say the sleeping giants. Una said sleeping giants will awaken. It's for us to understand. But technically, they are flesh suits, avatars, that a consciousness will come back in it and wake up in these avatars. But, you know, to make this technology work, we need and the DNA and the consciousness. If we have only the dead bodies in stasis, it doesn't work. You can do whatever you want, take the blood, cut a piece and put it in the, you know, in the controls. No, it's not working. You need that this DNA is activated by a consciousness that of the same frequency. And that is coming. That is in the process of coming. But we are waiting because dark ones are still in power and they need to go. And as long as they are there, it's dangerous for the safety of these crews. So we, for the moment, are a bit waiting.
Well, I know that you have your body in stages, and I know that Jean-Charles has his body in stages as well. So maybe JP doesn't say, but he's the same. He left his...
No, JP is has all the strands of DNA, all the 22 DNAs, genes activated in his body. This is why he is so precious. His DNA capital is so precious to the army, who brings him everywhere that he can activate technology.
So he's a little bit different.
Yes.
I see.
It's special.
So it's only 3 of you at the moment.
Myself, JP, and Jean-Charles, but I know there are many others.
Many others. And about the Ark in Japan?
Yes, there is an Ark that myself and Jean-Charles know under the Mount Fujiyama. Last year, Jean-Charles and myself, we were teleported in Tokyo, and it was really weird because, we were in the street and, what are you doing here? And wow, Jean-Charles, Elena, wow, where are we? And we understand very, very quickly we're in Tokyo, and people were seeing us, and like, we looked weird because we were in our pajamas and it was cold, and people were walking past like, oh, no, they are crazy, these ones, these strangers.
Yeah, in winter? And you said cold, so it was winter?
Cold. Yes.
Last winter.
Yes. And when you're pajamas and you just like...
in your pajamas? So
yes, we were teleported, from our homes. So
that happened when he went to Ireland, and you went to the Excelsior, and then after that you went to the Vostok. Yeah. But at that time you weren't in your pajamas, right? You were.
No. I was dressed. You were
more prepared, maybe.
I was more prepared because when I am beamed up, I am told before, so I prepare,
And
but
told?
No, I wasn't.
So that this incident is separate from the one you went together from Ireland and...
Yes, it's another time. It's after.
After.
Yes, it's after
writing this book.
Yes.
That's why it's not written in this book.
Well, it's actually it was during the writing of the book, but I didn't put it in because Jean-Charles wanted to wait, because he wanted to have more information. Because what happens is when we were in we went to Vostok, Thor Han told me, do not talk about it yourself. It's Jean-Charles who needs to talk about this. You are only here to corroborate his information. I went, okay, that's right. So, and it's the same thing for Tokyo, for the Japan. I was there to confirm that Jean-Charles was there and to give more power to his testimony. So when we were trying to find a way to come back home, and we didn't know how to do that, and
Mom wasn't there,
and then I know Thor Han connected because I felt the implant switching on and prepared to beam up. So we were beamed up, and I came back to my home in Ireland, and I said, and I was in contact, where is Jean-Charles? And he said he's gone on his own mission. And then the following day, when I said to Jean-Charles, to remember last night, he said, yes, we were in Tokyo, etc. And said, where did you go after? He said, I went to Mount Fujiyama. I was teleported to Mount Fujiyama. And I was, I wasn't there. Oh, you're lucky.
So you were together in Tokyo, but
yes.
Only Jean-Charles went to Mount Fuji.
Yes.
For the Ark.
And he was shown an Ark there.
You didn't.
I didn't.
Wow. I wonder.
Yes. Why? Because, yes, he was shown. Jean-Charles has, I have as well all the DNAs, but he has also, and he's shown all these Arks because he can activate them, and he's also shown these Arks because he can speak about them. It's not obviously my job. My job is different. So, but I'm also useful to confirm Jean-Charles' travels. So that's handy.
Maybe they didn't want to put too much burden on your physical body. Maybe. Maybe
possibly. Jean-Charles is stronger. He's a man. He's big. He has a training, military training. You know, it's better he goes. Better he goes. You know, because like for me it's difficult.
That's so funny that you were in pajamas in Tokyo.
Oh, it was horrible. Believe me, it was such a shame.
So I interviewed Dr. Michael Sala recently, maybe only about in January, actually. So it's quite recent. And I asked him about if the possibility of an Ark in Japan. And he didn't know that story then, or maybe he just didn't.
Jean-Charles, we hadn't told everyone yet. Jean-Charles, yes, he's still waiting to know more about this Ark, to really, really tell about it. So it's him to bring the information. So, you know, everything I know, I just said to you. So it's him, he will tell about that.
In the list, Japan wasn't included. So there may be more and more.
There is more. There is more. And maybe there's not only one in Japan. You know, there's so many of these Arks. And there are technologies from the time before the flood. Yes.
And Pacific Ocean.
Oh, yes.
Of course. Hawaii, maybe. No? Not Hawaii?
Possibly. You know, these Arks were spaceships that arrived a very long time ago, and cities were built around them. So some of them, many of them have temples and old cities on the top of them or around them, you know. So it's interesting. Look for the ancient sites, archaeological sites.
But in these Arks, there's these cities around these Arks, but that's like a ruin, right? It's not going to be activated or anything.
No. Ruins.
Only the spaceship will come up.
Yes. Some of them will not come up because they are buried. You know.
That's what I said to Dr. Michael Sala. And maybe only the Arks in ocean would easily come up. And then he said different density, so there's no problem if there's building on top. I mean,
to be visible. Well, at the time they were more solid density because it was at the same level as everyone on Earth. But they've been shifted to higher density, many of them, to be protected, not to be found. So they can, if they shift above ground, through the ground in their higher density, they can do that, but nobody will see them. They would need to shift. Well, once they're above, they can shift in a more lower density. They could do that and then become visible, but you will then see them appear in the sky. You know, you wouldn't see them coming through. But suddenly you see them.
Ocean, you can see them coming up.
Yes. That is going to be beautiful to see.
Thank you very much. That's about all I have, because I don't want to keep you too long. And do you have any last message? Not just for Japanese, for everybody.
My last message is, please do not react to fear. Do not accept fear in your life. Fear is manipulation. When fear comes from the outside, it's manipulation. For instance, when it comes from the TV, of what, you know, people in higher place say to make you do some actions by fear. That's not right. That's manipulation. So please do not accept this kind of fear. There is another type of fear, which is the instinct, and that is natural. When you feel a predator, you're scared of a predator, that's a warning, that's good, that's the good normal fear, but not when it comes from other people. Please do not accept it. And only this little thing, which is a little thing, but it is very difficult to do, but it's possible. If you do that, nobody will control you anymore. You will be free, and the world will change faster.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. And please say thank you to Thor Han for tuning in. Thank you. I was so lucky.
Yes. I never know when he's going to tune in. So
thank you very much, Elena. Thank you,
Miyoko.
for all your work for the humanity. Thank you. Goodbye.